In this video, we are going to create a drop down for the multi-level of the menu bar. Initially, we are having this drop down button. While mouse over to this drop down, we are having the one level of the menu bar, and while mouse over to the item 3, we are having another level of the menu bar, and while move the mouse over to the 3.3 item, we are having the another level of the menu bar. So, in this video, we are going to write a CSS to develop this menu bar from the scratch. Let's start writing the code base for HTML first. Go to our index.html. Let's add another list elements ul li. Let's add the anchor href equal to hash. Let's say I'm adding initial we are having the drop down, right? Let's add the drop down button. Drop down. Let's save it. So we have got the drop down button, and let's add the child navigation or nested menu bar. So to add the nested menu bar, we should always write inside the we are having the main another list element ul, and inside that we are having the li element. To write the nested elements, we should write inside this li element. We should start with the another list and then li. Let's add the anchor href equal to hash. Let's add the text. Text I'm going to add item 1, and let's save it. So we have got the drop down and item 1. Let's add more items. Let's save it. Let's change the text to the series 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's save it. So we have got the drop down, and inside the drop down we are having the nested elements item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's add more nested elements for the this item 3. So I told you, right, suppose we are going to add the nested elements for this drop down. We should always start with the another list inside this li. Let's add the another list element ul li. Let's add the anchor href equal to hash slash anchor. Let's add the item 3.1. Let's save it. So we have got the level like main is the drop down, and main directly nested elements will be like item 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. So for this nested item, we are having the item 3.1 inside the item 3. Let's add more items for this. Let's save it. 2, 3, and 4. Let's save it. So we have got the one level of the nested elements for the item 3. Let's add more nested elements for the item 3.3. Let's add the another list element inside the li and add li. Let's add the anchor element with href equal to hash, and let's add the 3.3.1. Let's save it. So we have got the one more nested list item. So we are having like 1, 2, 3, 3 level of the menu. Let's add more elements 2, 3, and 4. So here we have covered the basic structure of the HTML for the drop down. Let's write the CSS for this drop down menu. We are going to use the app.css to write the CSS for this drop down menu bar. Let's go to the app.css, and let's add the CSS for this. So before writing the CSS, we are going to reset the browser default values by using the global selector star. Let's reset the browser default CSS star margin 0. So browser reset CSS means in the sense like by default this ULLI will have the default empty space, right? So that we are going to remove those CSS browser default CSS using the global selector star margin 0 and then padding 0, border 0, and outline none. Let's save it. So the browser default CSS got removed by, I mean, like margin and padding, those stuff. Let's center this drop down menu bar. So for that we are going to add a class name to the another list element. Let's add the class name drop down dash multi. Let's copy this class name. Let's paste copy class name. Let's add the some margin top and bottom 40 pixel and left and right auto I'm going to give. So it got applied to the top and bottom margin. So we should provide some width, right, to make it like a center. So let's add some max width. Max width to 50%. Let's save it. So initially we have got this drop down menu bar. Main one will be like a drop down button, and this one will be like nested elements, and this one will be like deep nested elements, and this one will be like another level of the nested elements. So let's reset the these circles using the global selector li list style and let's save it. So the by default the browser default li elements circle those got removed by using this global selector li. Let's remove this underline as well for this anchor element. For that we are going to use the a text decoration none. Let's save it. So by default the anchor underline got removed. Let's add the some open source fonts for this drop down menu bar. Go to the Google and search for the Google fonts. Google fonts. Go to this and click on this one, and let's use the Roboto. Click on that and click on this get font. We are going to use the embedded code base. For that we are going to click on this get embedded code. Click on that, and we are directly going to import the CSS into the our style app.css file. Let's copy this part, copy, and go to our CSS file app.css. Let's paste it, and we have called this Google fonts into our app.css file. Let's apply this CSS into the our HTML drop down menu bar. For that we are going to use this Roboto regular. Let's copy this code alone, and let's paste into the let's write into the CSS this fonts into the body level. Let's write the body and let's paste the whichever we copied. So the font got applied here now, right? Let's start writing the CSS for this drop down menu bar. First we will write the CSS for this drop down button. So for that we are going to write using this drop down. So we are having the drop down multi CSS for here, and then we are having the li anchor those stuff, right? Let's order the CSS. We are going to move this to the bottom. Let's move it. So make sure whenever we write the CSS, we should follow the order. First will be like we are having the imports, and then I'm just resetting the global selector with star property, and then we are applying the fonts for the using the body tag, and then we are resetting the global elements default unordered list for the using the list style none, and then we are resetting the anchor text decoration none, and then finally we are having the CSS for the drop down. Let's write the button first. For that we are going to use the same class name, and we are going to target the first element of this li inside this drop down. For that we are going to use the direct selector greater than symbol and then li, and then we are going to target this anchor alone for this drop down, right? So again we are going to target the anchor element, and let's write the background. We are going to apply the blue, so hash 712c f9. Let's save it. The background blue color got applied, right? Let's make it some fancy, this drop down button. Let's add the padding. I'm giving the 5 pixel, and let's give some width, min width 130 pixel. So by default, if you given the min width, the CSS will not apply to the these elements, right? Because of basically the anchor element will be like inline elements. So that we are suppose we are going to apply the some kind of like min width those stuff. So we should change the inline elements to the block level elements or inline block elements. For that we are going to use the CSS property display inline block. Let's save it. So here we see, right, the min width got applied now. whichever we have applied using the display block. We have enabled the inline elements to the block level element. Let's make the center text align center. Let's save it, and let's add the color for that, color white. Let's save it. Let's add the some rounded corners, border radius. I'm giving the 4 pixel. So we have got the initial drop down with this button. Let's design the unordered list elements for the nested drop down bar. We'll write the nested elements using the nested selectors. Let's copy this class name, drop down multi. Let's paste it. Let's target the direct element li first, and then let's target the direct unordered list elements inside this ul. Let's write the CSS for this. I'm giving the position absolute. Let's save it, and let's give the top pixel. Let's save it. So basically, the drop down got moved to the top right on the top of this button. So we should the drop down should start from here, right? The drop down menu. For that, suppose we are going to apply the child elements for the position absolute. Make sure whichever the elements this nested menu should stay in the inside that, right? We should apply the position relative for the specific parent element. For that, we are going to write the CSS here, position relative. This was the main parent, right? Let's save it. So the whenever we are applying the top 10 pixel, it's moving from the top to the 10 pixel. Let's add responsive kind of thing. Top 100% I'm giving. So make sure this will always will start from this drop down bottom. Let's add the left 0. Save it. So make sure the nested menus also should start from here. The next to this item 3.3, it should start from the this side. So there is text got missed for the 331. Let's check. Item 3. Let's save it. We have fixed the position for the one level of the menu bar. Let's fix the other levels of the menu bar. So let's copy this class name, drop down multi. Let's write the CSS for this. So every nested elements li will be like a parent element, right? For the each nested drop down. Let's write the CSS for that. I'm using the direct sibling selector, direct child selector greater than li space li. Let's apply the position relative for this. I have applied this position relative. Let's write the nested unordered list elements ul and then ul. So basically, we are having the parent class name drop down menu, drop down multi, and then inside that direct selector we are selecting the first li element, and then inside that we are having each nested elements we are having the menus will start with the unordered list element, right? For that we are targeting ul space ul. This will be like a nested level of the menu bar. Let's we are writing the this is for this. Let's add the position absolute. So when we give the position absolute, it's broken, right? It's measured to the other level of the elements. Let's fix those. So nested menu will start with the left 100% I'm giving, and it move to the next to the element, and then let's give the top 0 pixel. Make sure it will start from the top level of the elements. So we have got the basic structure of the navigation bar. Let's apply the common background for this nested menu as well. So here we have applied the direct li elements, right? Let's remove this sibling selector, direct child selector. Let's save it. So the background got applied to the nested menu level as well, right? And it got applied this border radius for these each elements. Let's forward that using this selector. So here we are going to apply the border radius only for this drop down menu bar. Let's save it. By default, this drop down menu bar border radius got applied, and other nested elements, the border radius got removed, right? So basically previously we are having the drop down mainly and with the class name and li, and then direct child of the anchor element. We have applied this background color, those min width and padding, those stuff, right? And we are going to apply the, we are going to use the same css for same background, those stuff for the other nested level of elements, right? So for that I have removed this direct sibling direct child selector greater than, and then so that it got applied to the entire level of the menu level. And then I have overwritten this border radius using this greater than symbol for the first element li element with the first end of the anchor border radius 4 pixel. Let's write the h or css for this whenever we are moving this item 1 item 2, right? Let's write the css for that. Let's add the some background color white. We are going to use the same drop down multi class name as a parent one, and we are going to use the another list elements inside this li colon h over space a. Let's add background. We are going to use the same blue color with a little darker, 591c d2. Let's save it. So we have got the background color. Let's add the color bar with color white. Here we are seeing one thing, whenever we are moving this li element, the nested element background color also getting changed, right? So here we have applied the li colon h over to the background. Let's change it to the li a colon h over. Make sure whenever we are moving to the any nested elements of the li and then anchor, so it will apply to the specific nested elements. And let's write the css for this. Make sure the text should start from the left, right? So let's write override. Basically in the main drop down menu bar we have applied the text align center for this one, right? Let's write css for this left, and let's override it to the nested element center. Save it. So basically the menu got started here from the left, and then make sure this drop down text will be always remains in the center. So for this child nested elements, we are having this item 3, right? Let's add the some arrow symbol here. For that we are going to use the bootstrap icons. Go to the Google and search for icons.getbootstrap.com. Let's search for the install. So this is the install. Let's click on this. We are going to use import with the li link elements, sorry, link. Let's copy this link relation. Go to the index.html, and let's paste into the head section on the top of link href equal lab.css. Save it. So we are going to use the arrow symbol, right? Let's search for the arrow symbol. We are going to use the chevron. This chevron, right, we are going to use for the nested level menu. Let's click on this. Copy this icon font with this. Go to our index.html. So here we are here we are having the nested menu, right? Item 3. Let's paste the chevron symbol here. So the chevron symbol got added. Let's paste for the wherever required. So here we are having the two levels of menu, item 3 and item 3.1, 3.2, and item 3.3 will have the another level of the nested menu. So here we have added this. Make sure this chevron will start from here. Let's write the css for that chevron. For that we are going to use the chevron BI will be like a bootstrap class name for the icon. Let's write this is for that. Let's use the same class name dropdown multi, and let's add the UL. So it will always in the anchor element, right? Inside the anchor element, right? Let's target the anchor element, and let's write the CSS class dot BI to target the chevron icon. So we are changing this position, this chevron icon to the right, right? For that we are going to use the position absolute. position absolute, and let's add the right property as 0. So it got moved to the right, and make sure this chevron should stay in the center, right? Let's add the some top property, top 5 pixel. So make sure it should stay in the inside this item list element, right? For that we are going to add the anchor element will be like position relative. Whenever we are updating the, we are adding the position absolute, make sure we should specify the where this position absolute element should stay in the specific element. In this case we are going to use the anchor element, it should stay inside this anchor element, right? For that I am going to give the position relative for this one. Let's add the font size 13 pixel. Let's save it. So make sure this item this chevron icon should stay in the center, right? For that we are going to use the top 50%. Let's save it. So it got moved to the down, right? Let's make it center with the using the transform property. Transform translate y axis I'm going to use. Let's add the minus 50%. Let's save it. So make sure it will always should stay in the center by using this. So we have covered the design for the multi-level drop-down menu bar. Let's make it change whenever we are mouse move to this drop-down button. So that time only we should show this nested menu bar, and then whenever we are mouse moving to the item 3, then this nested menu will be appear. Then whenever we are moving to the mouse to the item 3.3, this nested menu should appear. Let's write CSS for that one. So initially we are going to hide the nested menu bar with the class name drop-down multi. So whichever inside this drop-down multi unordered list element, we are going to hide this display none. Let's save it. So this menu bar, nested menu bar got hidden. So whenever we are mouse moving to the LI element, we should display the unordered list element, right? Nested menu bar. So for that, we'll write CSS for that. Let's copy this CSS. So basically, we are targeting the whenever we are moving the inside this drop down multi, and then whenever we are mouse moving to the LI element. So the nested menu bar will always will stay in the inside this LI, right? So for that we are going to use this LI and then H over by moving the H over of this LI element. Then again we are targeting the UL element, and then we are making it like a display block. Let's save it. Let's see. So make sure whenever we are mouse moving to this entire drop down, the entire menu bar getting appear, right? Let's hide the other level outs, the multi-level menu bar. So for this CSS, we are targeting entire menu should block, right? Let's target to the first level of the menu bar. Let's fine tune the CSS for this LA greater than UL. Let's write the display none. And whenever we are mouse moved to the nested LA elements with this, and let's target the UL greater than block. So here we have got the basic level of the structure. So we are having the drop down menu bar. Whenever we are mouse moving to this, so we are having this item 3, and let's add the more multi-nested menu bar. So we are going to add 3.3.2 inside that. So basically the menu will always start with the unordered list element, right? With this one, and it will be like 3.2.1. Let's save it. So we are going to add the chevron here. Using this, we can create any level of the nested menu bar by writing this type of code way. That's all. Thank you for watching.